In a thousandth of a second, your brain triggers a primal survival signal. Snake! This fear is hardwired into your biology. It keeps you alive. You quickly flip the light switch. There is no snake. It's just a harmless, ordinary piece of rope. The danger has passed, but this is where the real game begins. You pick up the rope, confirming with your own eyes that it is completely benign. Your brain spends the entire night, until the sun comes up, running a full-blown courtroom drama over a single question. What if it actually was a snake? Is the true labyrinth of overthinking. The surface-level advice floating around the internet will try to teach you how to stop these thoughts, but no one explains how your own neurological system designs this trap against you in the first place. This is the true labyrinth of overthinking. The surface-level advice floating around the internet will try to teach you how to stop these thoughts, but no one explains how your own neurological system designs this trap against you in the first place. Is perceiving the world with extreme depth a blessing, or is it a curse that sentences your very existence to a psychological cage? Today, we dissect this profound complexity in this premiere episode of Complexity Lab.
There is a brutal, paradoxical law inherent to human nature. When you set out to learn something new, whether it's studying psychology to decode human behavior, or adopting a new lens to view the world, you believe this knowledge will liberate you. But in the initial stages, this enlightenment becomes your shackles. Let's look at this through a real-life case study. Meet Alex. Alex is an intelligent observer deeply invested in analyzing human dynamics.
Alex, you've been acting a bit different lately. Is everything all right?
An ordinary person would hear this sentence, smile, and move on. But Alex's brain immediately begins an exhaustive autopsy of that single phrase. Why did he use the word different? Has some vulnerability of mine been exposed? Was he subtly trying to devalue my social standing?
Suddenly, Alex's mundane world transforms into a high-stakes chessboard. He is no longer just interacting with people. He is expending his entire mental bandwidth, trying to decode the shifting of their eyes, the cadence of their tone, and the hidden motives behind their text messages. The very knowledge meant to make him wiser has taken his peace of mind hostage. So, why does this happen? To map out this complexity, we have to look at the cognitive framework pioneered.
The human mind is a perpetual battleground between two distinct forces, System 1 and System 2. System 1 is primitive, automatic, fast, and driven entirely by emotion. When Alex's friend spoke, System 1 instantly pressed the trigger of insecurity. According to neurological protocols, our logical mind, System 2, should have stepped in here. Its job was to act as an objective judge, dismiss the irrational fear, and say, "Relax, Alex, it was just a normal comment." But a dangerous malfunction occurs in the minds of chronic overthinkers. In this loop, System 2 doesn't act as the judge. Instead, it becomes the defense attorney for System 1's baseless anxiety. It begins excavating the darkest archives of Alex's memory. Remember that mistake you made 2 years ago? Maybe people are still judging you for that exact moment. The result? Your logical brain begins manufacturing distorted evidence to justify your worst fears. This civil war between System 1 and System 2 locks you into an agonizing, endless feedback loop that leaves your neurons completely depleted. However, the depth of this architecture goes far beyond neuroscience. It harbors a profound, psychoanalytic, and philosophical truth explained by French theorist Jacques Lacan. Lacan argued that human consciousness is perpetually driven by a fundamental structural deficit, a lack. When a truth is incomplete, or when something falls entirely outside of our control, our minds cannot tolerate the void. When Alex cannot fully know the objective truth inside his friend's mind, his brain refuses to leave that blank space empty. It aggressively tries to fill the lack by constructing thousands of elaborate, catastrophic narratives. Lacan asserts that we rarely fear what the actual truth is. Rather, we are paralyzed by our terror what fantasy others are creating about us. Alex is desperately hunting for a truth that doesn't even exist. He is fighting a shadow, one that he cast himself using the flashlight of his own intellect. So, what is the ultimate resolution to this mental labyrinth? Deep motivational quotes or toxic positive thinking? The answer is a strategic retreat. In warfare, when the enemy surrounds you on all fronts, or defeat is mathematically certain, trying to fight every single battle is foolish. The ultimate tactical move is to step back, pull out of the crossfire, and preserve your remaining energy. If your social life feels stagnant, if your career isn't moving at the velocity you expected, or if people are forming flawed perceptions of you, stop trying to forcefully fix it all with your logic. Take off the analytical glasses. Stop measuring the entire world through the strict metrics of psychological laws.
Keep knowledge in your pocket as a tool. Do not allow it to become the cage of your existence. Gather your fragmented focus. Surrender to the absolute peace that only comes when you accept that controlling everything is a delusion.
Because sometimes, accepting a temporary defeat and taking 2 steps back is the exact setup required for the longest leap forward. That is all for today inside the Complexity Lab. If this narrative has disrupted the comfortable patterns of your mind, join our thought experiment and subscribe to the channel. Let us know in the comments below, Giant Audacious. Does your System 2 act as a crooked lawyer against you? We will see you in the next episode, as we dive straight into the heart of another complexity. Until then, feel the difference between thinking and merely processing.